Well. Welcome to But Did You Die Though? Confessions of a Widow. I am your host, comedian Carmen Barton, coming to you live from Ghetto Girl Studios in Inglewood, California. Woo! The holidays, baby. When everything is perfect in your life, you're going to have the perfect holiday season. But when anything is wrong, trust me, the holidays will reflect it. So let's get into it, y'all. But did you die though? Confessions of a Widow. Holiday drama. Let's go. It didn't kill me, but it made me stronger though, because I asked myself, did you die though? Yeah. Confessions of a Widow.
Yeah. Trying to piece it back together, I've been stressing. I ain't been the same since I lost my best friend. My thoughts is crowded, don't know what to do about it. So I figure I should sit down and talk about it. Weight of the world on my shoulders, but still I go hard. So I created a session called the Report Card. 4 C's and 2 F's, the C stands for comedy, cooking, crafting, and Christianity. The 2 F's is fashion and fitness. Then I do the comical confessions to tell you all of my business. They ask me how am I doing and I can't lie though. Yeah, damn near killed me. But did you die though? Confessions of a widow. But did you die though? Confessions of a widow. But did you die though? Nope. But did you die though?
Welcome to episode 10, y'all. Holiday drama. It is New Year's Eve. This is the last day of the year, the last Wednesday of the year. And as long as I don't get into a freak accident and die in the next few hours, I can say I made it. I made it through 2025. And listen, we're gonna call this episode holiday drama, and not because I had drama for holidays, but have you all noticed that the holiday season always kicks off drama? It always does. If you look in the news, it's always a murder suicide, or something hits the head, with a couple. It's always enlightened, because whatever is underneath that band-aid that's not healed, when the holidays hit, it's not like the band-aid comes off. So we did a episode kind of bracing ourselves for the holidays when you're grieving, because grief on a holiday, the holidays really expose the true grief. And so it's difficult to get through them. And so you have to plan and you have to brace yourself. And I am a living witness that no matter how much you brace yourself, let me tell you, the drama is going to hit. And so I'm not really even sure if drama is the right word. So maybe along the episode, we'll find a different word. But I had a good holiday. I'm trying to get through New Year's Eve and New Year's. But I had a really happy life. And so I had really happy times. And so you always remember those happy times, when the holiday season hits. I was a big Christmas girl. My husband was a big Christmas dude, and so we celebrated big for the holidays, And then he had a young child, and Christmas really is about the kids. And even though my kids were older, we were able to merge and have like the best holiday ever. I believe it was 2019, or maybe it was 18. I'm not sure which one it was, but my middle son flew in from St. Louis, and we had Crusade. And so it was like all 3 of my kids and his daughter, and we just had the best holiday. We went to the Laker Clipper game, and it was just gifts. It was just a great holiday. And so holidays are different for me now, because my kids are grown. They have their own thing. They have their own families. My son is all settled into his new home, and he was really excited to celebrate Christmas for the first time in his new home with his girlfriend. And they started doing the decorations during Thanksgiving, and so it was really exciting. And then he was able to have his first Christmas in his house, which was amazing. And so I didn't go to St. Louis I don't go to St. Louis that much during Christmas because I just can't do the cold. Ironically, it was like 72 degrees this year for Thanksgiving, but I started traveling for Christmas. So this year and last year, I jumped on board with my friend Tina and the Jones family. And I did Christmas in Nashville with them last year, and this year we did Christmas in Phoenix. So we had an amazing time. I have some really fun clips of the Christmas and the things that we did. We played games. It was just such an amazing distraction. So that's what you have to create for yourself during the holidays. You have to plan something. You have to go somewhere. Being in this house by myself definitely wasn't going to work. And so let's get into a couple of the small clips of the holidays with my best friend Tina Jones and her family in Phoenix this year.
Hang on the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Fireside is blazing bright, we're caroling.
Turn right. So we had so much fun, so much food, so many games. We played some really fun games, and we had an amazing time. Um, and I really thank and appreciate Tina. Tina is also a griever. For those of you who don't know, my best friend Tina lost her only child at age 25, her only child. And so Christmas is just, so awful when you at home and reminiscing. And so that's when we kind of adapted the traveling for Christmas. So you don't even have to be at home and, and deal with it. You can be sad just to be around your loved ones in a different atmosphere and discover new traditions and new fun. But the thing about Christmas, is amazing as it was, as fun as it was, baby, I had to come home. I couldn't stay in Phoenix forever, I actually spent the first Christmas after my husband died in Phoenix with my cousin. And it was kind of like a bittersweet moment. I was together with all my family, but my grief was just so heavy. Everybody really don't understand grief and how it works. And so it kind of created conflict. And so being in Phoenix again kind of reminded me of the conflict and the drama that it created. And so even though I had a good time on the surface, my heart was just kind of heavy for Christmas this year. And once I got home, it really hit because I didn't put up a tree. I didn't do any decorations. And even though Christmas was over, we're still in the season. And so traveling on a couple of days after, seeing all the families and all the couples and all the happy people, and then coming home to um, my empty home was heavy. It was extremely heavy. And so I'm actually taking a couple of steps back from the progress that I made. But y'all know how I am. I'm transparent. I get on here and I tell y'all everything. I push myself through to do this podcast because I know I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to do it. And you know, we're going to get into how I'm feeling now and, where I am now. But I just want you all to see and understand the effort that I put in to having a good Christmas and not being sad on this Christmas. We saw the amazing Christmas Day festivities, but I started early. I even started preparing early by taking a trip to Cancun. We want to give a major shout out to Mommy Barton, which I call her my mom often, because it's my father's wife, and so it's technically my stepmom, but she plays such a major role in my life, and we're very very close, and she's a Christmas baby, and so I always try to make sure I celebrate Christmas babies extra for their birthday because y'all know y'all be like, we're gonna give you one shoe for Christmas and the other shoe it's gonna be for your birthday. Y'all know how we do birthday babies. We do them wrong. We do them wrong. We do them wrong. You just got all this for Christmas and now you want a birthday present? Yes. So we did a trip. We got away and I began to pre-plan. And she had an amazing birthday dinner, and we had beach festivities. You know what? Enough with all this talking. Let's get into a couple of clips from Mommy Barton's birthday trip in Cancun. Hey.
You know what today is. It's your birthday, 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 birthday. Do you know what today is? It's your birthday, 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 birthday.
The peace that you cannot buy. Send me in love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way when you cannot see. Man with this system, we cannot pray.
Okay. So I apologize if it's anything with the volume on the mute button because we can't play the music on YouTube, but it did have some lit little music in the background, but it was lit. Happy birthday to Mommy Barton. We stayed at the Atelier. Atelier. I don't know. I say it wrong all the time. This man taught me how to say it, and I still can't remember how to pronounce it. But for more details of the amazing birthday trip in Cancun, you can always go to my Instagram at Carmen Comedy. And once you go to my Instagram, you can go right into my highlights, and I have the Cancun trip and most of my other trips on the highlights. And while you're watching and enjoying, don't forget to like and share. Share this video with someone that may be grieving, or someone that may need a good laugh, or someone who is having trouble getting through the holidays. So the trip was amazing, and it was great preparation for Christmas. And so once I left the trip in Cancun, I went directly to Phoenix, giving myself no time home by myself, no time to really be sad and grieve. I'm going from one loving family member to a host of other ones so that I'm around my loved ones and I'm happy. Before I get off of Dagne Barton and celebrating her Christmas, I just want to remind everyone to look out for Get Up Girl. Get Up Girl is an amazing event that will be happening in St. Louis on January 9th and 10th. And it may be a couple of surprises that pop up at Get Up Girl and tell some jokes. No promises, but just it may be some surprises at Get Up Girl, but it's an amazing festivity. So I'm going to leave in the show notes the link to Get Up Girl event, and where you can register. You can actually register right at dagnebarton.com. So it's just like my name, first name Dagne, Dagne, and you can register for Get Up Girl, and there will be so many fun festivities and gifts and things that it's gonna pop off. So if you are in the St. Louis area or know anyone, Get Up Girl is an amazing event that is going to get us up, and we're going to network, and we're going to have an amazing time and fellowship. So register for Get Up Girl, and it's going to be on the 9th and 10th. So moving right along to all the pre-planning that I did. So I did this pre-planning. I had this amazing time in Cancun, and I wasn't even really sad in Cancun. Even though I did see the families, and we did stay at an adult only resort. That resort is adult only because, baby, it was everything. And I'm gonna tell you, I only stay at adult only resorts because, baby, I has to have on a thong. I got this booty be out, baby. I be burly dressed, and I don't need no kids getting traumatized by this booty, because the booty is bodacious, and everybody don't, adults don't want to see it, but it be out there. So ain't no kids. We don't do no kids. We don't want to scare no kids, baby, because I never will forget I had on this thong swimming suit. I was in West Palm Beach, Florida, at the pool, and this little white boy, this little white baby, I guess he must have been about 8. He was so amazed with my booty. He followed me around that pool for like an hour, and I know that whenever he grow up, he gonna have a black woman. I know he is. I know that that was once he sank this booty, it was it. So parents probably mad as hell. Kids about to be mixed, but anyway, I don't do the kids. I don't do the kids in the resorts, but they have some sister resorts that they do allow children. So we set at the adult only resort. I went directly to Phoenix and I had an amazing time. But when I got home, grief came at the door before I did. Before I put my key in the door, listen, the grief was there. So it was rough, because I'm just so I'm so attached to this home. Everybody always asks me, why don't you move? You don't even have anybody in LA. Your family is not there. Your friends aren't even there. When I look back over the year, it's so many times that I had to rearrange things drastically because I don't really even have a Los Angeles support system. I had to have surgery. Mommy had to fly from St. Louis last minute, $1,000 to come and be with me because they were all like, we can't let you get in the Uber after you had your surgery. And I'm all like, it's gonna be an Uber Black. They like, ma'am, we don't know them. You have to have someone with you that you know. You can't you we have to cancel your procedure unless you can get someone to bring you. I didn't have nobody. So I had to call mommy last minute, like, hey, I need you to fly to LA. She like, okay, when? I'm like, tomorrow. So I don't have anybody here. So it's weird. I had to, I got booked for Sherry Shepherd last minute. And that was one of the major highlights of the year was doing the Sherry Shepherd show. And I got booked for her show last minute. And I needed to like rearrange stuff with my hair. And if you haven't seen my Sherry show episode, please log on to her YouTube. And when you get into her YouTube, at the end of my segment of the show, of course, she would call me one of the most underrated comedians. I just thought I'd throw that in, just throw that in. And Sherry called me one of the most underrated stand-up comics. Anyway, she also mentioned my big 50th birthday party. And quick plug for that. I am turning 50 in April of 2026. So that will be my highlight that I will finally be 50. I know your girl on her looking 28. I know. I get it. I get it. But no makeup, no lashes. It's all me. Got a little bit of gray hair. But I am having an amazing birthday party at the Funny Bone in St. Charles on April the 19th. And so, again, we'll leave a link in the show notes to where you can go and buy tickets. We will sell out. If you are my family and you are in St. Louis, please don't ask me to put you on the list. Just buy the ticket for my birthday. For my birthday, just buy the ticket and surprise me for my birthday. So the tickets will be available in the show notes. But I come back home. Y'all can tell I'm all over the place. So I come back home and the grief immediately hit me. And it's so crazy when grief hits me because my chest begins to hurt. I began to have these chest pains, which I'm currently having the chest pains right now. But that's one of the things that come along with the grief. It's like this, anxiety. And so, my chest starts hurting. And as much as I try not to think about the amazing Christmases we had, it's just heavy on my heart. And so I just beginning to get into this slump where I'm looking at all these pictures and the tears start flowing and I can't get up. I can't get out the bed. I can't stop. And it's just the most difficult and crazy thing because you wonder, how did we get here? Like I'm wondering, like, how did I get here? This is still just unreal to me. It's still just unreal to me, and I'm just living proof. Which I'm trying to push through this without, throwing no, having no whole attack. But I'm just living proof that no matter how you choose to distract yourself from the grief, because all these are distractions. All this kicking it in Cancun, popping bottles, turning up. Okay, we weren't popping bottles like that, but turning up, All these fun games and all these gifts, they're mere distractions. And so sometimes, no matter how much you distract yourself, um, the grief is still there. The fact that, um, I don't have anyone to buy, the gift for, and I know y'all thinking, bitch, you can buy me a gift. You ain't got to cry. You could, you could buy me that gift, which I could. Me and my best friend decided this year we weren't gonna do the gift exchange, even though she brought me a whole 55-inch TV. Um, and I ended up getting her some stuff too. Um, do you know the impact that it has on me? Because gifting is my love language. I love to give. And, I remember um, getting so many different little cute things for Nick and getting so many different little cute things for Chrisette and even my children. I always went all out. I went all out when my kids were young. I don't know where I got the money. I was hustling and boosting most of the time when they were younger, but I always made Christmas special. But just going and seeing like little little cologne sets and little masculine gifts and not having anyone about it for that it will kill you, but it won't kill you worse than buying it for someone who don't deserve it. So we're going to get much more into dating next year. Because listen, I haven't we haven't been doing these podcasts as much as I have, but I'm going to, 2026 will be an amazing year. And that's one of the things that helps push me through. Is that at the end of the day, you have to know, you have to claim, you have to speak it out loud that you will be okay. I speak it out loud. You know what? I'm gonna be okay. I'm having a moment. I'm not sure how long this moment will last, but I am going to be okay. Say it with me. I am going to be okay. Why? Because I didn't die. I didn't die. Did you die though? You didn't die. There's a reason why you are still here. It's so easy to bottle up and succumb to your grief and give up. But I didn't do it, and you're not going to do it. Because at the end of the day, we didn't die. So that's the reason why I'm here. It's been rough. I'm not even sure if my rough patches are completely over. Um, but I'm pushing through. I'm here with you guys, telling y'all it's been a rough few days. Even Christmas is even over, and it's been rough. And I'm hurt that I didn't get no gift from my husband, because he's gone. I'm hurt that I couldn't buy him a gift because he's gone. I'm hurt that that the family unit that I once had is no more. And so there have been stages in my grief that I was, reaching for that and, connecting with people who I didn't need to be connecting with just so I'm not alone. But, that's not always a solution. And 2026 will be the year of, but did you die though? Confessions of a Widow, because we're going to get into all of that. It's not going to be these long drawn out pauses. I'm in the midst. I wish I could show y'all my studio. But I'm in the midst of remodeling a wall in my studio. So we're going to have some modern, cute stuff for our episodes next year. And, we're going to continue to push through no matter how hard it is because we did not die. One of the things that I am doing and have done and that I do to help me, besides the report card session that we're going to get into, this is going to be a short episode. Besides the report card session that we're going to get into, one of the things that I do that help me with my grief, it's really weird. You'll pick up little weird things that you do, and that's okay. So one of the things that I do to help myself is one of the things that I do is I dress up, because when I look better, I feel better. I had been wearing those long braids. I had the long braids in Thailand. I had them from Thanksgiving. I had them for too long. And so when I took those down, I went back to my two braids. This is my go-to hairstyle. Um, this was my husband's favorite hairstyle. I wore this hair for 3 years because my husband loved this hairstyle, and it's really convenient for me on the road. And so I was going to get a ponytail when I got my braids taken down just to give it a break from the braids. But I got these two braids because I feel like in a way I'm honoring him. by getting his favorite hairstyle. And so that's one of the things I did. And then also look what I'm wearing, y'all. In addition to this cute Chanel jewelry, come on, Chanel jewelry. I'm also wearing this leopard sheer dress, which was one of his favorite pieces. And if you go back to episode 1 of But Did You Die Though Confessions of a Widow, I played a clip where I was a guest on his podcast, and this is the outfit I was wearing in the clip. And so and I was fumbling with the tie, and he was, it was a really fun moment for us. But he really liked this outfit, he really liked this dress, and he loved my hair like this. And so I feel like I'm honoring him in a way when I get these styles. And so it's kind of like the little things that I do. I wear his clothes sometimes. I still have a lot of his t-shirts, underwear, and I put it on sometimes to feel closer to him, and then I put on things that he liked. And this year I threw a lot of I threw a lot of stuff away. I gave a lot of stuff away because I just was beginning to become a hoarder, and then I lost all that weight, and all the stuff that I couldn't fit, I threw it away, and then I gained all the way back. So now I have no clothes. So that's a whole nother episode. But throughout my weight transition this year, it's been up and down. So I started off up, then I did a fast, and then I lost weight, and then I was able to maintain the weight. And I had a lot of stuff going on with my hormones and my perimenopause. And we don't like to use hateful words and bad words here on Confessions of a Widow, but perimenopause, I hate you, go to hell. And so just want to let you know. So it's just been, and I think that it kind of adds to the grief when I'm going through the grief, and then I'm going through all these emotional and physical changes with my body because of perimenopause, and it just creates this monster. And you have to try to control it as much as you can. So I got on birth control pills to try to regulate my cycle because it was running my life. And then the birth control pills blew me back up. I gained all the weight back, And so now I'm going through some additional changes 2026 to try to get my weight back, because I'm not going to, I really want to have my weight under control by the time I turn 50. So I could be like, yes, I'm 50 and I'm in the best shape of my life. So I got 4 months. So you'll be seeing a lot more F's in the report card session that are for fitness, hopefully, than you saw in 2025. And so try to find something that you can do to honor your lost loved one. Like I said, I went back to this hairstyle. I'm wearing the little outfits that he liked, and doing whatever I can to feel close to him. The pictures and the videos, looking at those constantly is not always the best thing to do, but it's I can't not do it, and it makes me break down, but I get back up. So I want you to know that even though the holidays may have you down, you got to get back up. You got to get up, girl. And so, because you didn't die. And so that's what I came out here to tell you guys. I apologize for all the distance between the episodes, but it'd be a lot to do this and to get down and to talk about it. But I'm dedicated to it, and I'm committed to it because I feel like that's what helped get me through. And so no matter how bad I'm doing, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to leave some encouraging words for you all, because that's what helped me. So we're getting ready to get into the report card session, and I feel like it's something I'm forgetting, but we're getting ready to get into the report card session because I don't have much time. I'm about to go get my nails done, and I have, I'm continuing to fix myself up because I'm not about to go into the new year ugly. So my nails have been on for a minute, and I got to get them taken out because they're starting to hurt. I did get my hair done. And y'all already know a girl is going to be cute. So let's get into this report card session. For those of you who don't know, the report card session is my report card that consists of 4 C's and 2 F's, and It sounds like a bad report card, but it's actually amazing. The 4 C's stand for the things that I use to get me through, and those are comedy, crafting, cooking, and Christ. And the 2 F's are fashion and um, fitness. So I've been pulling this F all year. Now y'all like a god, another F. I've been pulling this F all year because one of the things that I do, a part of my grief is I travel and I also shop. Those are my two go-tos to make me feel better. Even though it's always temporary, I be needing a temporary fix. And so this is a temporary fix that I got when I went to Miami, when I did a date day in Miami, and it was horrible. Oh God, it was horrible. Oh my God. It was a mess. We're gonna get into all of it. We're gonna get into all of it next year. But the best thing that came out of that Miami trip was the F, which is for fashion. So I had been looking at this item, and this item was very limited in the United States. And I was able to get my hands on it. So let's do the unboxing for the F, which is for fashion, and a very fashionable piece that I was able to clinch in Miami. Watch this unboxing for the F for fashion.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you listen. I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic. I'll hit it from the back just so you don't get attached.
Yeah. So I wanted the tall ones, but they were sold out in the entire country. And I was like, I'm just gonna have to leave and go to the UK to get them. And it's like it's not gonna work for me right now, but I was able to get my hands on the last size, the last pair in my size in the United States, and it was in Miami. I know it seems like I really went to Miami to go and get those shoes, but I didn't. It just all happened like that. And so, what are you going to do to help get yourself through the rest of these holidays, 2026? If you had a rough 2025, I'm telling you, baby, 2026 is going to get better or it's going to get worse. It may get worse. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that it's going to be better. It may get worse. You may be in a mental asylum because it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to understand that. This goes back to the conversation that I had with Exetta Harris, Robin Harris's widow, that I connected with immediately after my husband died. And I asked her, I said, girl, what is it going, how long is this going to take? When am I going, when am I going to feel better? Like, when did you get over your husband's death? And she was like, baby, it's been 30 years and I ain't got over it yet. And I was like, what? But there will be times of happiness and times that it will feel better. That deep, excruciating hurt in your heart that it feels like you're gonna die. That's gonna let up. It's gonna let up. It may come back, but it's gonna let up and you're gonna be okay. So continue to push through. We have made it through another year. Everybody didn't make it through 2025. It's some people who didn't make it. It's some people who succumbed to their grief. But at the end of the day, you did not die. I did not die. We're gonna continue to figure this out together. Because I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that I have a voice, and I know that I need to let you know that you are not alone, and all those feelings and different little quirks that you do, quirks and everything that goes on. You're not crazy. This is normal, and you are going to be okay. So I wish everyone a happy and prosperous new year, and I'll see you next year. And we're gonna be here together. We're gonna be crying and we're gonna be laughing, and we're gonna have some good days and we're gonna have some bad days. But I am here for you. Please like and share. Is it a subject you want me to talk about? Do you want me to go back to something? I know the age-old question that I get is what happened to your husband. Everybody wants to know all the details. And I promise you, 2026 will not exit before I go into the traumatic events that led to my husband's death, contributed to my husband's death, and ultimately he died. And so it's a touchy subject, and I haven't been able to get into it, and it's not going to be next week or in January or in February, but I will ease into those details because people feel like they need to know, which ain't nothing going to change nothing. But I'm going to be opening up to a lot more. I had a boyfriend for 7 months. I'll get into that and how that started and how that ended. Um, I'll get into the career, and it seems like it's highs, but there's lows to it too. And so 2026 will be a great year of us getting to know each other. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your encouragement over the year. And I know that I owe a bunch of people some gifts. I have all y'all gifts. I'm actually looking at them. And I'm going to get to getting them to you, and we'll have more stuff. But in the meantime, come see us at Get Up Girl on January 9th and 10th. And please please go and buy tickets to my comedy show if you're in St. Louis. Even if you're like close to St. Louis, come on. Come on, Chicago, make that drive. Come on, Indy. Come on and see me. It's going to be an amazing celebration at the Funny Bone on April the 19th for my 50th birthday. There'll be so many gifts and giveaways and so many laughs and so much fun. And so I want to see you guys there. So until next year. But did you die, though? Confessions of a Widow. God bless y'all. Have a good one. It didn't kill me, but it made me stronger, though, because I asked myself, did you die, though? Yeah. Confessions of a Widow.
Yeah. Trying to piece it back together, I've been stressing. I ain't been the same since I lost my best friend. My thoughts is crowded, don't know what to do about it. So I figure I should sit down and talk about it. Weight of the world on my shoulders, but still I go hard. So I created a session called the Report Card. 4 C's and 2 F's, the C stands for comedy, cooking, crafting, and Christianity. The 2 F's is fashion and fitness. Then I do the comical confessions to tell you all of my business. They ask me how am I doing and I can't lie though. Yeah, damn near killed me. But did you die though? Confessions of a widow. But did you die though? Go. Confessions of a widow. But did you die though? Nope. But did you die though?